spell success without you. PowerPlan Project presents. Welcome to the Proper Weeks.
Week 2. Shock Week, Part 2.
Well, other, and welcome to Proper Week 2. Now, we had a very successful Proper Week 1 last week, losing £6. It was brilliant. However, my thoughts on Week 2 is that we're losing liver tonic. Now, it is optional, it does maximise weight loss, and you only run it for Week 1. So for Week 2, there's no liver tonic. So that's kind of a safety net gone a little bit. However, we have got the stomach tonic if we need it. So, it's not a bad thing. As we left it last week, is that we've just been reweighed at 18 stone 12, but quite a significant weight drop. So the first thing what we need to do is go back to the BMI calculator, and we can update it with the new weight. What we know is that my personal weight is still 18 stone 12 pounds, which is fine. That comes in at 264 pounds. Last week it was 270, and we had 1,816 calories. So we need to change the 270 to 264, and that now tells us we've got 1,781. Now we've lost 6 pounds in weight. The challenge is the next time you go to the supermarket, look for a kilo of sugar. A kilo of sugar is around 2.2 pounds. If you lift 3 of those, if you've lost 6 pounds, if you've lost 4 pounds and lift 2 of those, and if you've lost 2 pounds, just lift the single one and feel how much weight is there. And that's how much weight we are no longer carrying around. So therefore, our bodies are not going to work overtime as they did last week because we've got that less weight. So therefore, we don't need as much food. So the calories do get reduced to 1,781. Even if we go back to the £2 line, we'd already filled in the 264 there, so we don't need to do that. So what we do need to do is create a new diary sheet. So if we download it off the internet, or simply copy the one that we had last week and just zeroise out all the food and update the header. So mine looks like this, which is week 2, 18th of May, calorie target 1,781, start week 264 pounds, end weight we don't know yet, and as we've just seen on the £2 line, the step target is 10,000. So we've got a nice big diary to fill in here, so the best thing to do is start eating. So on Monday I had cheese on toast with homemade bread, so I'm keeping the theme is that we made homemade bread. There is a video about, watch it if you want to make your own, it's really nice. But cheese on toast with homemade bread, very nice start to the week. Roast gammon, cauliflower cheese with roast spuds and mixed veg. Now this is a very lean gammon, it was just simply cooked in the oven, roasted. A lovely little thing. Then in that afternoon I kind of felt like celebrating a little bit, so for snacks I had the old skips. These packets are going down nicely. But I also decided to have bananas and custard, and once again there's another video out now to make that. Making it at home rather than getting it in a tin if you can is a lot more healthier. Then for lunch it was beef ravioli on toast. And keeping the theme back from week 1 and the fact that you can take alcohol when you're losing weight, we went for a gin and tonic. That came to 1,672 calories. Tuesday for breakfast, porridge oats with milk and skinny syrup. Now we've used the skinny marmalade last week for the toast for breakfast, so a bit of syrup this week, give it a try. It was actually very nice. And of course porridge is meant to be good for people who have cholesterol issues, as I do. So moving on for lunch, it was a tin of chunky chicken with veg. So once again, the veg is there again, it's healthier. It's a good substitute for roast potatoes or chips, things like that. In the afternoon, 1 packet of skips. And then in the evening, it was a nice little salad. We had a salad last week, so this week I decided to have a boiled egg salad with lettuce, tomatoes, cucumbers, bit of garlic mayo, olive and gherkins or pickles. but it was very nice to have. It's been warm recently over in the UK. It's just a nice refreshing little tea, as we say. Followed by gin and tonic, which came to 1,596 calories. Wednesday was scrambled eggs with bacon and toast with tomatoes, almost like an English breakfast. You could argue it's an healthy English breakfast, so no complaints there. At lunchtime, meatballs in gravy. Now these was actually homemade meatballs that I'd done with a gravy and a little bit of spaghetti. So it's very nice. We don't really have that much pasta, and to have it now and again, you do really appreciate it. So it was very good, very nice. In the afternoon, I just had bread and butter. I don't know why. It's just, I think it's the fact is that bread isn't really part of the plan. This is kind of pushing it and having an additional treat. And bread and butter just seems like a really old-fashioned food. It's the sort of food that I kind of miss. So I just fancied it. So bread and butter, and then a packet of skips. And then for the evening meal, it was the good old-fashioned BLT, bacon, lettuce and tomatoes, followed by gin and tonic, equaling 1,661 calories. Thursday, back to the fruit and fibre, which I'd had on week 1. It's just fruit and fibre with milk. Nice little breakfast. I do tend to go for 80 grams on these. Recommended is 40, but I do tend to go for 80. And for dinner, it was chili beef, mushrooms and peppers as a pizza. Yes, it was pizza. It was homemade pizza. Now, I haven't actually done a video on this. This is probably the most healthiest pizza I've ever come across. It's absolutely gorgeous. And I must do a video. I've actually had a lot of requests to do this video over on Facebook. But nevertheless, it was pizza for dinner, skips as an afternoon tea or an afternoon snack, and then in the evening it was ham and mushroom omelette, really with a lot of leftover peppers from the pizza. So they had already been accounted for, plus peppers are low calorie, and mushrooms. A bit more gin and tonic, and that came to 1,556 calories. I did only have half the pizza, but if you have half a pizza, you're easily looking 900 calories. So it does show the benefits of home cooked food, rather than processed food or food from a takeaway. Friday, skinny marmalade and toast. Yep, skinny marmalade was back. Love that stuff. And then for dinner, it was chicken meatballs. Now this time it was out of a can, so this is processed food. And it was nowhere near as good as the homemade one, but it kind of filled you up. It was what it was. No snack in the afternoon, and at night it was pie, chips, veg and gravy. Now once we're going to kind of touch this on week 0, week 1, is that cut down the chips, have the pie's the main thing, and just substitute some of the chips with some gravy, with some vegetables. And then the gravy just kind of brings it all together, as gravy does. And then in the evening, gin and tonic. Saturday morning, I was just really busy, so I ended up skipping breakfast. Shouldn't do really. That is definitely a no rule on this change of lifestyle. Now the target's £2 this week, as it is every week, but maybe if I skip breakfast, it'll go in my benefit. However, going back to the jacket spud and the jacket spud video, it was jacket spud with cheese and a tin of steak, so it's processed steak again. It was half a tin, my daughter had the other half. Very nice. If you haven't tried this, then give it a try. It's well worth giving it a go. And then in the evening, pork loin with mashed potatoes and veg. And I think I'm just trying to get rid of the pork loin out the freezer. But pork loin's beautiful. It's low calorie. It's really nice. And to have it with mashed potatoes and vegetables isn't too bad. A weekly on week 1 is that he had extra dry, so he had some over 2 days. It's weekend again, so gin and tonic and then a couple of glasses of red wine. Yeah, I had the bottle to myself. That was the thing. So on Friday in the evening, I had gin and tonic and a bottle of red wine to myself. Now I know that I'm cutting back on the calories, so I didn't go too mad. This was the bottle. And as we see, it's not quite as big as what maybe you'd have thought it would have been. But it's very nice, and that came to 1,525 calories. Sunday for breakfast, finish off with skinny marmalade on toast. Chicken legs with roast spud and sprouts for dinner, so it's kind of like a cut down Sunday dinner. In the afternoon, a ham sandwich, because again, I think we had dinner about 1 o'clock, and this was about 5, but we know I was having a late tea. And then for tea, vegetable curry with rice. Now, with this veg curry, it was something that I'd frozen, it was all made, but they felt like there was quite a lot of it. But, you know, it seemed okay. And then gin and tonic, which came to 1,605 calories. Going back through this list, the target was 1,781 on the calories, and that was just about achieved on every single day. Every day was under, it was very good. I didn't have the liver tonic for help, and once again I didn't go for the stomach tonic. I didn't really feel hungry enough to have the stomach tonic in the evening. Maybe I should have done, not quite sure. But the other bonuses, looking at the step target, on Monday it was 10,376, Tuesday was 10,064, Wednesday was 10,031, Thursday was 10,633, and then Friday was 10,152. Now, what was interesting about this is that I've been going around the block, as we said in week 1, but I kind of went, right, what happens if I do 2 blocks? That feels good. Right, what happens if I do 3 blocks? That feels good. So what I was finding is that by kind of wandering around the local estate, rather weirdly, is that I was actually doing further and further walking wise and feeling better for it. Now, what I decided to do on Saturday was go shopping, and the shops is actually a good 30 minutes walk from home. And once again, to get there and back is an hour's walking. Now, I felt recently is that I couldn't do that, call me back. I'm not sure it would actually last an hour. So I decided to try it. Off I went, achieved it, got some shopping, came back home. The result of that, I did 15,020 steps, which we're thinking at this moment in time has got to go towards weight loss. That's got to be a good thing. And then Sunday I finished off with 11,973, which once again was over the target. So just to summarise that, we can see that the food target was 1,781 calories and the step target was 10,000, and all of that was achieved on every single day, and all the steps was met. I didn't fall asleep this week, which was pretty cool, and I think I did very well with the food. So the next thing to do, and as always, is jump on the scale and see how much weight we've lost. And as we've just seen there, that comes in at 18 stone 10. If I convert it, that works out at £262. I'll put that in as start of week 3 weight is £262 there, which is £2 lost. Now that to me initially is good. It's very good. I've hit the target. The target's £2 each week. I've actually hit that target, so that's really, really good. And that's the main thing to think of. And of course, if we now have a look at the £2 line itself, even though we only lost £2 this week, we did very well in week 1, so we are still under the line, which is what we want to see. So, all good up to now. I kind of up to might have lost a little bit more, you know, 'cause I did a bit more walking, and I've kept under the calorie count each day. But after saying that, you know, I'll have to have a think. I'll put it in my conclusion. But it's a £2 weight loss. That is a great weight loss. Once again, go to the supermarket, get some sugar, lift that bag up, a kilo bag of sugar. That's how much has been lost this week. That isn't bad at all. So I'll leave it there. I'll have a think about this, and up next will be my conclusion for week 2. What did I feel about week 2? Well, I lost £2, which is brilliant. That's bang on target. Much better than the £6 the week before. If we lose the weight too quickly, it's going to come back on. But in despair this morning, it was like, sack it, I'll just have a pot of noodle for breakfast, get the bread out. Who cares? But then, you have to do what I did, which is really think, how could it have gone wrong? Didn't go wrong, it was £2. £2 lost is brilliant. But how could it have been better? And the big secret to this is by going back to the food diary. So in week 1, I had bread 3 times, totaling 6 slices. It's just that I like bread. You know, this is not a diet. I don't want to go with something which I love. You know, it's as simple as that. But having 6 slices, you know, even though the books tell you not to have any, is a good compromise for me. Looking in this week, week 2, I had bread 8 times, which totaled 11 slices, which is really taking the mick. You know, 6 slices is pushing it. Going for 11 slices, a little bit too much. If we look at the diary, you can see cheese on toast, ravioli on toast. Wednesday, more toast, bacon lettuce on bread, love that. But more bread, toast. So the first thing what you can do, or what I can do, is be conscious about how much bread that I'm having. Like I said this morning when I felt like giving up, I just went, 2 bread pot noodle. So I've already had 2, and limit to another 4 this week. Even better, be more conscious, and limit it to just the 2. We'll see what happens on week 3. The second problem what I had was the body needs to regenerate, help to maximise weight loss. I was actually up till 3 o'clock in the morning one day, one night, just doing videos, video editing, things like that, which is a little bit silly. You know, if you're going to bed at 3 o'clock in the morning, then you're up at 8, you've only got 5 hours, your body needs at least 7 hours to repair itself, therefore maximise weight loss. The next thing what I didn't do, once again breaking the book's rules, is I didn't have the stomach tonic. I felt fine each day, even though I was within calories, but you know, perhaps it's time to introduce that, which will come on a little bit later on. The next thing I pick up on the diary is that the book says never skip breakfast on Saturday. That's exactly what I did, was skip breakfast. That's not a good idea. It doesn't seem a big thing. It really doesn't. But it is. You cannot skip breakfast on this plan. I intended to. I did. Can't do it. One of the reasons why you can't skip breakfast is, as soon as you eat, your body goes, I have to now burn this food off. I've got to reserve energy. If you don't eat all day, your body's going, oh, you know, I've got to do things, but I've had no food. I'm being starved, so therefore I'm going to store as much as what I can. Equally, you get tonight, and if you've had a late night, you know, you've skipped breakfast, you're going to feel hungry at night, you're going to eat more. Don't know. Never skip breakfast. I did. I kind of regret it now, in a funny sort of way. The next thing is, I felt fine. Throughout this week, I felt absolutely fine. I didn't feel hungry at night, but then when come to think of it, there was probably a few things which I didn't log. So looking at this, if we spin out a little bit, Wednesday I had some crackers with butter on, which I didn't log. I thought, well, if you lost £6 the week before, surely that's not going to hurt. Probably about 11 o'clock at night, right in the danger zone if you've read the book, and it's only a couple of crackers and a bit of butter. It won't hurt. I think it did. Equally, as we move down, and we get to Saturday, I think this was part of the late night where, once again, the crackers, what possible harm could it do? And, you know, that was another foregone. Looking back, it's silly. You suddenly start to realise that you are forming new habits, but even if you're not really alert, the old habits can creep in very easily. And this is a brilliant example. On Sunday, we had the veg curry. Veg curry was just frozen. It was a frozen meal. I kind of worked out that we'd done this all made. We divided it by 3. And, you know, kind of tried to work out what the ingredients were and the calorie count. Looking back, I got that wrong, so what I've had to do is just fully calculate it. And then equally, in the afternoon I had an ham sandwich. At night, got a bit peckish. About 50 grams of ham left. Thought, yeah, he will have that. But of course, put it on a sandwich again. More bread. Night, danger zone. Not good. So, moving over here, we had something unlocked and ham sandwich. That's what the calculator said. And we had crackers and butter. And watching this, you're probably thinking, well, that doesn't make much difference. Well, actually it does. Mainly because if you're night eating, if you're eating past 8:30 at night, if you're up at 8 in the morning, even 8:30 at night's pushing it, we shouldn't be eating then. Drinks, yeah, fine. Alcohol beverages, if you really want to, fine. But food, no, and especially sweet food is definitely no. What other mistakes did I make? Well, the gin and tonic. I have a couple of them at night. You know, it's been a long day, you want to relax. Let's get the tonic out. Now, if you're going for low calorie tonic water, it's great. Looking at brand versus brand books. 1 calorie a glass, can't go wrong. However, you can go wrong with the gin. I went for a Gordon's gin, which is the best if you want to lose weight. In calories, fantastic. Looking at Fitness Pal, it was 25 millilitres per shot. I just had a glass, and the glass which I was using was that. And thinking that was 25 millilitres. What I have done is weighed out 25 millilitres, which is that much. Even though I don't look it, that's actually 50, that's 25. So, in effect, for every time I've had a gin, I've only calculated or added half the calories. So looking at the video that we just seen, it said that every single day I was within the calorie target of 1,781. Once I put it all back through, it's 1,994, 1,868, 2,281, 1,896, and it goes on and on. Every single day was over, rather than hitting the target, which makes it a bad week. So what was the lessons learned from this week just by looking at the food diary? Eating bread too much, try and calm it down. Don't stay up too late. 3 o'clock in the morning is a bit silly, especially if you want to lose weight and you want your body to get thinner. Measure gym rather than filling glass and calling it just one measure. Easily done, easily done. Be more honest with food. Be more honest with food logging. Red bits. Introduce the stomach tonic. Now, in the book it does say have stomach tonic about 3 times a week. It stops you feeling hungry. I didn't feel hungry that week. I didn't realise that, you know, the snacking, the extra sandwich, the crackers. So this week we're going to try and have it at least twice. If you're not hungry, it don't matter, just have it at least twice about after your tea. So if you have your tea at 7, yeah, about 8:30, 9 o'clock. See if that helps. Never skip breakfast again, already covered. And keep walking to 10,000 to 11,000 steps. The reason why that's there is because if you're walking and you do excess walking, then you're building up muscle, and muscle is at least 2 to 1 in weight against fat. So when we've had these last 2 days here, which is brilliant, we've had 15,000 steps, 11,000 steps, nearly 12,000. It's great to do that, but you are going to build up muscle, therefore you're going to weigh heavier at your weekly weigh-in. So one good thing about this plan is you can learn from it. It's really important that you keep the food diary. You can print them off, you can go through them like I've just done now. You can get a reality view. What can I do now? Well, week 1 is a full non-treat week with daily exercise. So was week 2. Week 1 was in calories and within exercise. Week 2, obviously I've gone over the calories. Really lucky to have lost the 2 pound, to be honest. Came on this video disappointed I lost the 2 pound, and I'm thinking, you know, I have said all along this plan's forgiven. If you look at the naughty weeks, having all sorts of stuff, and he was still trying to lose the weight. It is very, very forgiven. Now it's up to me to respond and actually improve what I'm eating and what I'm doing. So I've kind of come on and disappointed, but now I'm really thrilled that I've lost them 2 pounds. We'll see what happens next week, and we'll have a look at week 3. But until then, thank you for watching the video. I hope you found this conclusion useful. So, see you in week 3. Off we go again. And until then, be safe, and we'll see you soon.
If you have enjoyed this video, then please provide your support by liking this video and subscribing to this YouTube channel. If you are watching on Facebook, then please like and share this video with your family and friends. And as always, thank you for viewing.